Welcome back to our city, where I'm joined by the freeholder from the city of Elizabeth, freeholder Dan Sullivan. And freeholder, the Union County Vocational High School is offering a new course this year. What will it entail?
That's a course to train health aides, Mayor. You know, as we're all getting older, unfortunately.
Hey.
Well, all of us. I include you all. But it is an area that's certainly expanding. Obviously, people are living longer and they need more care. So this is a real program that's really going to provide jobs and put people to work. Like I said, home health aides. There's a growing number of people who get care at home, who need that, and the VOTEC will provide that kind of training. So I think in a tough economy, when people are really looking for jobs, these are jobs with a future, and the VOTEC providing that training, and it'll put people to work.
And freeholder, the vocation schools, I heard they're going to participate in a new statewide initiative entitled the Weatherization Training Program. Will this help put people to work as well?
Absolutely, Mayor. That's another program that we developed, especially with our labor unions. It's going to teach people, and it kind of coordinates with what we talked about earlier, our Go Green initiative. These are weatherization programs where we'll train people to become technicians and go out there and do that kind of weatherization of windows and your home and what have you. Again, putting people to work, I think that's the key thing here, and again, in tough times, to really train our young people and get them out working again. And that's what both of these initiatives are going to do.
And the county's Office of Health Management responded to the past year's H1N1, or better known as swine flu influenza pandemic. You guys were busy. They
were very busy, Mayor, and I got our health offices and our Office of Emergency Management really coordinated everything together. And when you look back on it, the almost near hysteria at some point over the swine flu thing and what was going to happen. These folks were on the ground. They worked a lot with all the public health officers throughout the county. They were coordinating and frankly storing shots of the swine flu itself. So they were kind of ground zero and the central point of contact to do that. They did these tabletop exercises to really, if this thing had really become what they thought, some kind of pandemic, how are they going to do that? Because all the coordination, as you know, with the hospitals and all the health service providers, if you had the number of people getting this disease and really getting sick. So they did an outstanding job of coordinating all that, making sure that all our hospitals and our doctors' offices had the right number of vaccine shots. So they did an outstanding job. And it really helps us for the future if we have something like this, you know, down the road.
Stimulus funds were a big part of the county's efforts and the city's efforts, as well as the entire state in going after it. And the county was successful in not only an NSP, but also other areas, neighborhood stabilization project by NSP. Maybe you can tell us about the county's efforts on NSP and other stimulus funding.
Absolutely, Mayor. They were all over the place in terms of making sure, first off, making sure our projects and our initiatives were ready to go. That was I think the #1 issue with the Obama administration. There was going to be money available, but it had to be spent, and had to be spent right away. So in all those areas, as you discussed, our people were right there with our plans. Whether we're talking about road projects or anything else, they made sure that we had things, you know, as we said, shovel ready. We're talking in the neighborhood of, I think it was about $25 million in those type of funds. So some of those things we're going to see in Elizabeth over the course of the next few months, whether they're road paving projects, the bridge projects like we talked about. I got to say, all our folks you know, at the county, Al Fiella, who leads up that department, did an outstanding job in making sure we applied for those funds, and our applications were good in order to qualify for the dollars.
Yeah, the city of Elizabeth received about $800,000 into stabilizing neighborhoods and going to housing and people in foreclosure and try to avoid it. And I think we've already spent well over $600,000. So we're going to use our allotment up very quickly, in line with the president's orders.
Right, and you know, from the community development dollars, all those things that Director Fiella had done for the city for a while, and certainly for the county, it was instrumental in making sure, you know, our applications were in and getting those dollars to where they got to go, because certainly there's a lot of need out there, and they've done an outstanding job making sure the dollars are getting to where it needs to go.
And Freeholder, important economic development projects the county is going into this year.
Well, we've completed a couple of very important building projects. In the addition to the Froelich building out in Westfield, that was replacing what they call the Veneeri building. That was a multi-million-dollar project, put a lot of people to work. Certainly our partnership that you're well familiar with, the garage project here in the city of Elizabeth. I got to tell you that, and I know you've worked on it, I don't remember, and I'm sure you don't, how a project came together so quickly, and such a large project with a lot of money and a lot of different participants. That for us is going to relieve a major headache, and certainly in terms of the parking problem that we've had for many, many years. Also, it's an economic development project. Obviously, it's going to, has that retail component to it that's going to put people to work, not even excluding the construction job that's going on. Right now, we're working on our animal shelter, which is out at the Houdel Quarry, which is another one, which we think eventually be a great shared service.
Would you do all the cities with that?
Well, we're gonna make that offer to everybody. We've had a little problems just in terms of the DEP and citing the project, but our intent is to offer that service to all 21 municipalities. We believe, based on the scale that it's going to be, that we could provide a savings to all those municipalities. So we're in that process right now. Certainly, a lot of towns are very interested in what we're going to have to offer. So those are a few of the things that we have been doing and will continue to do over the course of the year. And
the parking deck you mentioned has been a great plus. I mean, it's going to help not only parking but also create possibly some jobs with the retail component there.
Oh, absolutely. You know the spot. It's a perfect spot, and right in Midtown. It's going to provide the parking and relieve the burden on the county, the burden on the college. As the college is expanding, as it has, and the number of students over the course of a few years, parking has always been an issue.